sir. Don't know, so from near the bad instrumental, you know that this is the streets, according to me, your boy Shelz. Welcome, Bridge Nation. How you doing? Man, I hope everybody is alright. I hope you guys are good. Benji, let me tell you something. I almost never fought today, I almost fresh out and could have fought today. You know what going? Brother, never did a Cardi B dancehall party last night, brother. I treat it important like myself, but that's how they, brother, via FaceTime. You see me? Yeah, man, I know a nice girl where they serve drinks over there and she on our break, Let me see what I'm going. But what a vibe it was, though. It's a good look for dancehall. I'm not going around here. You see me? Shensi, I didn't at the building. Spice, I didn't at the building. Ding dong. Jeez and V's, what a pleasure it was for see them love off a dance thing. And it reminds me of the episode we did with Latanya, with the dancers. And it's like a slap in my face for saying, yo, dance still is a big thing, you see me? So, big up Shensi, big up Spice, big up Ding Dong, big up everybody who support the thing, big up Cardi B. And big up Offset, brother. Offset by Cardi B and Mansion. Fair Earth Strong. Brother. I mean, I know so we work with the bridge, Benji, but when can we? When can we do them things? But anyways, people, you don't know, so this is the streets according to your boy Shelz. This is a show where we discuss topical issues, trending topics. You don't know, with us all the vibes right here on the Bridge 99 FM. And on Jam in New York. Big up the New York massive, you see me? I always talk about the bridge builders. My sister, them are tuning and I make the discussions happen. So, just continue being a bridge builder, continue being a part of the Bridge Nation. Bridge builders, you don't know the thing going on. Contact the sales department. We can help you launch your business and your product all over the world. And not normal. So 876-669-5000. That's the number. Don't call now, call them not there. But just write down that 876-669-5000. Anyways, you don't know. Hear me talk about Cardi B dancehall party. Last week we spoke about our dancehall artists role models. And man, tell you, the views I got last week were amazing. I want to big up my guests for passing through. You don't know the brilliant Daniel Blake, the general himself, my bro Dennis Simply Water Boss, and the beautiful Taylor Chung. And on the phone lines, I think it was on Zoom, we had Dario and G's and Razor beat it out the people that were talking. People that say Razor be fought with fire. But enough respect, man. So that is a perfect segue, I believe, into what we're going to discuss tonight. Bridge Nation. Also, before I get into that, remember to follow me on Instagram. I always telling you, I'm so not so go on. Please continue to follow me and the Bridge on Instagram. Follow me at everything_Shelly. That's every TING. You see me? _Shelly. But yeah, so you don't know, come on, hearing the views and opinions, and you can always DM me and reach out and tackle me even if you feel like. You see me? Ladies first though. Please, and ladies only, as a matter of fact. But yeah, anyways, tonight, people, as I said, we're talking about dancehall same way. Tonight, we're going to zoom in on the topic that is, are violent dancehall lyrics impactful on the society? So in other words, dancehall lyrics, the violent ones, do they impact our society? Listen, this has been an age-old issue, isn't it? Where persons point fingers at the dancehall artists for being one of the causes of increasing crime rate in Jamaica and all of them things. And I just feel like the streets want to talk about it, so I'm going to do my best. Zine? Now, right off the bat, now waste no time. Do I think violent dancehall lyrics influence Jamaican society? How can I put this? Easy response for me, Yes, it does. Now, hear me out. Ask yourself this question. Do you believe that dancehall music influences society? Though when you phrase a question like that, it's easier for you to say, yeah. You see what I say? So, if the music on a whole is so influential, then it's kind of given that we can't ignore that part there. The violent lyrics should be included. That's how I see it, Zine. Now, I'd be daft if I said that dancehall music caused violence in the first place, or if it's the main reason, Zine. Because I'm a firm believer that dancehall is an art, art, and in this case, dancehall mirror society. And sometimes the art is so good, society can't help but mirror the art itself. So most of our dancehall artists are just expressing themselves, giving us an insight into what's really happening in our culture. And to be fair, isn't that how the genre became popular in the first place, Zine? So, because it provides what I like to call candid commentary on what's happening in the lives of everyday people, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I think it's obvious, that dancehall has its importance, and we should just see it as the art that's reflecting society. That's how I see it, right? But if there's any way dancehall lyrics can contribute to crime, and I have to be fair, if there's any way it can contribute to crime, I think it has to be through the way the lyrics seem to be glorifying certain criminal activities. Now, hear me out again. Zine, let's just say, for example, Benji, I'm a scammer. Zine, and let's say I had a good day at the office. Right? And, I start to feel a little guilty. Just a little. Because, my mother, who I probably start the little hustle for, she not feel too proud. She can't even tell her church sister them what her son I do. I'm going to feel bad. You know what I mean? I feel bad. Then all of a sudden, a song forward and I big up every scammer. You check the streets and you see the people, them not boo or them not bun it out or nothing. Even in some of the party, them you get hear a DJ, I say, big up every scammer, just to get our money pull up. Zine. So all of a sudden, to be fair, I don't feel so bad. And the society now look like, say, yo, them understand the choppings, isn't me? Them understand the chop. So, based on that clearly hypothetical situation, please don't investigate me. Clearly, based on that hypothetical situation, it's easy, people, to see how powerful music is, right? How music can be. How it can make an illegal act look like, I don't know, I'm Robin Hood. What? We're not a thief that. But you get what I say. And by the way, Robin Hood not a thief. But what I'm trying to say is, my issue is, I think violence was developed and fueled by factors and individuals outside of music. But with dancehall being as powerful as it is, as influential as it is, it can send the wrong message to the streets, to be honest. Also, I don't know if I'm digressing here, but listen, dancehall artists, in my opinion, feel like someone need to gain some personality and learn to be able to speak outside of the music. You understand me? So that in the case of when you get a interview and thing, when you can learn to, just speak clearly and make people understand that, hey, I'm just performing an art. I'm just doing art here. This is what I actually want the people and for what the kids them want. Like, learn for just be a little more, yeah, literate. Anyways, before I even get into anything, did I just say me a little more literate? But anyways, let me tell you a little story though about how dancehall music kind of powerful. Benji, let me tell you something. Remember one time I got my 40 from school, Zine, and people when I go around, even they know me from KC days, say this guy wasn't the suave gentleman you see before you today. You know what I mean? I had my Urkel moment before the Stefan. You know what I mean? So I tell you, when I used to walk through some like a scary part, you see me? And what we used to do is, back then whenever you use earphone and things, we used to play music straight from a phone. So back then, me used to just find the baddest tune on my phone. The tune was sound aggressive. Gun this, gun that. I'm just play it loud. You see me? I'm just walk. And for some reason, I felt protected. I don't know why. Like, when I walk through the place and people just look at me and then probably think twice. Like, oh, jeez. Boy, listen some bad man music. Clearly, he's a bad man. True, them don't even know. Save them step. if them step to me, I fret. Olympics, me say. But anyways, listen, be free, feel free. That's my view. Those are my views, people. So feel free. As I say, you can tackle me on my Instagram at everything_Shelly. You can tackle me finding me on the bridge 99 FM on Instagram. Do you guys feel like violent lyrics in dancehall affect the society? Like I said, yeah, it's 50-50. I feel like though it's not the main cause of violence in dancehall, and we need to stop finding scapegoats, using the artists as scapegoats. I do feel like some of the music be glorifying these criminal activities, and we kind of need to look into that. Isn't me? I say my artist friend them, but yeah. So that's my view, and I'm gonna go to a quick commercial break. May I do that? Thank you, man. I'm producer. We'll go to a quick commercial break. So we'll move forward. Sign.
The Bridge 99 FM, keeping the Caribbean connected.
Yeah. Yes, sir. From here, the bad instrumental, you know that we're back. Welcome back, guys, to the streets, according to me, your boy Shelz. I don't know if you're just joining us, we're talking about the impact violent dancehall lyrics have on Jamaican society. Now, I'm excited. I'm excited because the guests that we have tonight, I know for a fact they're going to teach me some stuff tonight. I'm joined tonight by entertainment specialists. As a matter of fact, this guy, every Friday night, make me know just how well dancehall doing overseas. Upon ER and them thing there. To big up the general himself, Donovan Watkins, also known as JR, is here via Zoom, I believe it is. Also, Education Director of JARIA, Othniel Halliburton, is here as well. And And please, guys, please turn on the camera. Isn't me? Let's make sure I say people them say on the line. Me I tell, please. And on the phone lines, I'm so honored, man. I love her. I love her. I love her so much. I love her music. As a matter of fact, she am about to drop a tune, but no fair sing at the time when them did drop it. She just won the Festival Song Competition 2021, and man, I was such an honor. Miss Stacious is here on the phone lines with me. It's a vibe. Welcome everybody. Hope y'all doing well. Let me start off.
Thanks.
Let me start off with, and this is me being biased. I'm starting with Stacious. Stacious, do you think violent dancehall lyrics influence the culture?
Yes and no. I have to be fair. It influences certain aspects of the culture. I would say it definitely influenced like the inform of the dead aspect of things. But as to influencing or causing violence, I would say no. But then, like Miss Me used a reference here before, if a man go up and a move, or a man want to build a certain kind of energy, you might listen to them kind of song that we say, yo, if a man ramping, you don't know where you have to lift up and rear, that you might listen, you might get up and listen to Bob Marley. So it fuels the intentions that he already has. So it's not a direct influence, but it's an affecting factor.
It has an impact. I completely agree. Because I don't know if you heard earlier, you know, like I said, when I used to walk at some scary places when I used to go, I mean, at high school, I have to listen to some dancehall music to make me feel like give me like a courage for some reason. And people never used to trouble me for some reason. But, JR, what you think? You think the lyrics influence the culture in any way?
Greetings, everybody.
Greetings, my general.
Stacious, Othniel, everybody. So dancehall has been what it is from the beginning, right? The purpose of it wasn't to influence anybody. It started to help people. It started as something to help people come out of their circumstances. Now, those circumstances were very dire and wicked. And somebody actually set it like that so that these people went through unimaginable suffering. And through that, good music come, negative music come, but that's all a reflection of the community. Bob Marley's first performance was at a show named Kesting in West Kingston, where they used to call Bakawal, which is where Tivoli is now.
Right.
And those communities, only for Rastaman used to do that. And Bob Marley, from that same community, which had unimaginable suffering, sang about the suffering, but from a different perspective. Now, every artist is going to express how they see the suffering. Some artists going to see it as something necessary for them to grow. Others are going to see it like, yo, man, I forgot become this suffering to get out. Yesterday, I saw this guy in an interview say, the reason why the nowadays artists do violent lyrics is because it's the only way to get recognition and then they can change later. But if they start out doing good lyrics, aka gal tune, it's hard for them to do gun song or violent lyrics again. And that's his perspective. I can't change that. But what is for sure is that dancehall is not a monolithic place. It don't have one type of music.
Exactly.
It have Sean Paul, it have Shaggy, it have Vibes Cartel, it have Ding Dong, it have Elephant Man, it have Beanie Man, and you listen to the music of all the people I just called, though is different type of music you're gonna hear. So if the violence influence people, so does the good songs. And the songs that are more holistic and wholesome.
I agree, bro. I agree. Othniel.
Sir.
I love what JR said, you know, as dancehall being like, because I said it earlier, I feel like it's like candid commentary, and that's why so many people gravitate towards it. But in gravitating towards this rhythmic therapy, do you think the fans are taking the lyrics too seriously?
Well, thanks for having me, Bridge 99,
Yeah.
the Bridge 99 FM.
No problem.
JR, good to see you. Good to hear your Stacious. Haven't seen you in a while. And welcome to the viewers. Yeah, man. Art imitates life, like you said. I definitely concur with that. There's something in literature called social verisimilitude, wherein the literature or the language itself of the literature imitates society. So definitely, and as you know, the pen is mightier than the sword, right? So that's a famous quote from Edward Bulwer Lytton. So in that context, you can attest to how much the lyrics impact us as a Christian. If you're a Christian, those are Christians, they worship with the lyrics, they read the Bible, and the lyrics speaks to them, the biblical language speaks to them, and such like. So in the very same breath, dancehall music, and I mean, I love dancehall. I play dancehall music, I perform with dancehall music and such like, but I think it definitely has that impact wherein you can internalize it and have that kind of intrapersonal conversation with the lyrics, and it can influence you. I mean, in the same way, you can listen to a sad love song, you become sad, or you become, and you fall into that kind of doldrum, or you can listen to something festive and it heightens you and you become happy and such like. So similarly, dancehall, if you internalize the lyrics, it's not an indictment on the music. I love it, like I said, but it is what it is.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting right there. You mentioned something about the pen being mightier than the sword. Well, I mean,
right.
Like a dial tone. Stacious still with us? Is she? She's still there? Well, yeah, because I want to just take the perspective of the creative process that the dancehall artists go through. Stacious, do you think the artists or the writers, if they are, aware that society is reacting to the music a certain way, if they are, do you think they have to take on this responsibility to kind of tailor their lyrics a certain way, or should they just focus on just being creative?
You know what? As artists, you try to please the masses. And I think everybody needs to take responsibility for the state that our music is in, because it's what people react to. That's what they are reacting to. Let me just shift away from topic for a little bit. Just like with the females, when them say females, I was talking about them sexual prowess. Them say, them can't hear that, but yet still that's what they react to. And the minute you come with something positive and different, you have to work 10 times as hard to promote the song, when you could have just dropped something regular and it run off. So it's like they're gonna yield to what people are gravitating towards. So they're going to go along that path. If they know say that's what them fan base like, they're gonna go towards that. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, for real.
So if the people them stop gravitating towards it, they won't have any choice but to stop making that kind of music. So until then, somebody out there is enjoying it, it's going to continue.
So even that point, right?
Yeah.
The people who are gravitating to this music are not the people that are beneficial to the artist. Because those people are not buying their music. I do a show called World Music Views every week, and I can tell you, I have never seen one of those violent dancehall songs on the Hot 100 chart,
on the international charts,
the Canadian chart. I have seen though violent hip hop songs, violent grime music, but I've never seen a violent dancehall song.
So what do you think causes that? What do you think causes that, JR?
But let me tell you one of the reasons for that. Steely and Clevey explained that dancehall must have that element in it, the dance. Him said, if you not making music for people to dance and call it dancehall, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. And these men are masters of the music.
Right.
And then make them ball, which morphed into reggaeton. Right. Reggaeton is always on the charts.
Right.
Which is the DNA of reggaeton is Steely and Clevy's dembow, which is shabba ranks. And that is what reggaeton formed and become this global music now. That even dancehall artists have benefited from. Russian, Conscience,
right.
Teflon Don, who is the most successful dancehall female artist ever. She's making songs for people to dance. You know, even if it's slow, if it's fast, whatever it is, people are gonna dance. A lot of the music that's being made now, it's not that it's violent. I don't even think the content is the problem really. Right. It's just that it's speaking to a demography, and it's almost like artistic masturbation. It's intellectual masturbation. It's just forcing itself back on itself without looking at a bigger audience to get a bigger reward. You know, and that's causing a lot of stagnation. And with that stagnation comes frustration from the artist. So a lot of people what you hear artists singing is their personal frustrations. They have a tool called dancehall, called music, called reggae music. That is a rich place in a region.
Right.
Cardi B put on a party last night
I was there.
that we saw it manifest in its authentic form in Los Angeles.
Right.
And it shows you that the music resonates with big artists, whole heap of people who have great platforms. So you can't think about it as a small man thing, regardless of the content of it. You have to think about how am I going to interpret my circumstances, my ghetto style, or country style, or whatever the style is where you come from lack of having means, and turning magical thing that God give this country called culture and music. And make something of your life. Because if the song hit, Shabba ranks some of the slackest songs ever. Other songs, 50 Cent have some of the most heinous, malicious songs ever, but the songs them hit, and it helped him to matriculate into a businessman. So if the song hit, and the song speak to a bigger issue of society, I believe even in the diatribe, you can find gold, and it can be beneficial. But if all you are sing a kill man, and you really are gonna kill man, you're not an artist, brethren. You're a killer. You're no longer an artist again, and that's a whole different thing.
All right, so
you know what I mean? And if somebody listen to music, and get inspired to kill versus get inspired to dance, then there's a problem right there.
Wow. I was just told that, you know, we have Senator Damion Crawford on the line. Is that true?
Yeah, man. All gone.
Blessings, my general. First, I'm have to take the time. So we have JR Watkins, we have Othniel, Halliburton, and we have Stacious on the line. Bless up.
Hi, Damion. All is well.
Yeah, man. So blessings again, Mr. Crawford. I want to take the chance first and foremost to say it's a pleasure having a Fortis man on the line and a man who
forever.
Big up yourself, my general.
No.
All right, my producer let me know and say we're gonna take a quick break and fall, but welcome again, Mr. Crawford. We're so far after the break.
Yeah.
FM, the Caribbean's cultural capital.
COVID-19 is still here.
Yeah. As myself, I'm here at the body instrumental. You know that we're back. This is the streets according to me, your boy Shelz. You know, of course, as I said, I'm joined by JR Watkins, the entertainment general himself. Othniel Halliburton, director of JARIA, and the lovely and beautiful Stacious is also here. My apologies, education director of JARIA. My apologies, Mr. Halliburton. And dancehall artist and the beautiful Stacious. And of course, as I said before we went to the break, Senator Damion Crawford followed upon the line. So it's a beautiful, beautiful conversation we're having right now. Hold on, just a quick question. JR, you heard that instrumental a while ago?
Which one? Taurus?
No, man. For my show. Yeah, Taurus good, man. I talk about me. I talk about my show.
No.
Explain. No. Play them. Come on. As a point, man, try. Play them again.
Oh, yeah, man. I hear it.
You hear it, right? How big you think this be on the international market? Does you hear that vibe, sir? No, for real. Like, you know?
But if you're selling instrumental as part of a movie score or for an ad, but you have to put some artists on it for it to be connecting with
it can't work,
a particular audience. But it's nice. I like the
thank
groove.
you. That's you don't want to clear that. Well, we'll get back into the conversation. Senator Crawford, what going with G? You weren't here when I asked this question, so I want to ask it again because I really want to hear your perspective. Do you think violent dancehall lyrics has a connection with the crime rate in Jamaica? Do you think there's any correlation?
Remember, we have a difference between correlation and causation. So when you ask me if there's any correlation, there may be correlation, but that don't mean there's causation.
Explain that though. Enlighten me.
Correlation means that there is some correlation means two of us can be moving in shared direction caused by something else. So maybe poverty can cause for increase in crime or increase in violent lyrics. But causation means violent lyrics is causing for crime to increase. So there's a lot of people. The best example of the difference is a story they had in England that the ice cream makes people drown. So when they listen to that, people said that's ridiculous. How ice cream can make people drown? They recognize that every time ice cream consumption increase, drowning increase. So therefore, there's a correlation between ice cream consumption and drowning. Now, when them check it out, is that in the summer, when people hot, them eat more ice cream, and when people hot, them go more beach. So therefore, there was a correlation between ice cream consumption and drowning, but there was no causation between ice cream consumption and drowning. Okay. In fact, you might argue that ice cream consumption reduced drowning because they don't bother go to the beach. You understand? So a lot of people have used the correlation and assume it to be causation. So there is no causal relationship between violent media, which include music, and violent activity.
So why do you think people even have that misconception in the first place?
Well, one is laziness. Governments and everybody who wants something to blame like to blame the easiest thing to blame. So it is a lazy thing. Generally, human beings seem to like the consumption of violence. Violent movies are the most watched movies. Violent games are the most played games. Violent comics are the most consumed comics. Cartoons are the most consumed cartoons. And music seems to be the most consumed music, especially among that younger age group.
Right.
So from the time of Aristotle and Plato, then so there seems to be a human gravitation towards violent consumption. That is why them used to have the thing in a room where you go chop up one another in the thing, you know. And they will even tell you that hanging used to be public and stoning used to be public and all of those things from medieval times.
Right.
So human beings seem to gravitate towards violent consumption. However, what it is that I have to be concerned with is causation, because means a government, a policy. So is there causal relationship? And the rules of causation suggest that there is no causal relationship, and multiple research shows that there is no causal relationship. One of the rules of causation is majority outcome. So sugar makes things sweet. The majority of times when you put sugar into something, it has a sweet. Right. You might get a one bad batch of sugar when you make it sweet, but generally sugar causes things to sweet. So when you look from where 1 million are listening to violent music, and at maximum you have 2,000 murderers, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. That's less than 0.001%. So it feels the first barrier. The second thing is shared direction. If there's going to be a causal relationship, there must be shared direction. So sugar makes things sweet. The more sugar, the more sweet. The less sugar, the less sweet. That's shared direction. However, we have more violent music than 2002, 2003, and we have less murder than 2002, 2003. There's no shared direction. 1980 never have as much violent music as now. So once you have a shared direction, you start to question causation. You understand?
Yeah, man,
clearly. So the rules of causation don't apply. So academically, I don't understand why people continue to say that, other than to just try blame something other than, for example, there's greater correlation between non-traditional schools and criminal activity. There's greater correlation between single parents home and criminal activity. There's greater correlation between illiteracy and criminal activity. There's greater correlation between alcohol consumption and ganja consumption and criminality than there is between consumption of violent media and criminality.
All right.
So I don't understand why we keep saying that.
Understood, man. Othniel, we just have to hear what the senator said. Perfect explanation in my opinion. For me, even though I see things that way, I think one of the biggest problems I have personally is the glorifying of it. Do you think the glorification of the lyrics is the problem? Do you think that can we focus more on that? Because that's what I focus on. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, and I still contend. Even I mean, I'm Sir Crawford. I definitely heard you. Differentiating between the correlation and the causation. So are you saying? I was about to ask a minute. Are you saying that there's no causal factor with dancehall music and violence?
Well, as I say, there are rules to causation that don't apply. So you have to say no. Whenever you have a hypothesis that there's a causal relationship, you have to say, okay, it matches the rules. And as I said, you don't have shared direction and you don't have majority outcome. You definitely don't have majority outcome. If I should give every murder to a different murderer, we only have 1,200 murderers. If a man murder a man and stop, because only one man can murder a man, the rest are conspirators. So therefore, if we should give every murder to a different murderer, we have 1,200 murderers. What is the level of consumption of violent music? At least 800,000. So if you don't have majority outcome, if you put sugar in a 800,000 drink and only 1,400 get sweet, you cannot conclude that sugar makes things sweet.
Well, you know why is it? I mean, I definitely hear your point, but at the same time, I know the power of music. I'm sure you can attest to the power of music and lyrics, right? And I just share the example with Christians. Or Christians consume lyrical, biblical lyrics and biblical quotations and such alike, and interpersonal connection, and really influences them to try to live upstanding in society and be moralistic and such alike. So I'm just saying, by virtue of that, when you consume violent lyrics, what does it influence you to do? What kind of impact does it have on you? Does it say, okay, live upstanding, or does it say, okay, can I, right? I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. So there is a lot of times, I mean, like I say, I can consume a sad love song, an adult song, and I get depressed, and then I can listen to something up-tempo and upbeat, and then I'm heightened. In the same way, you can listen to the lyrics, because I mean, especially these inner city youths who are perhaps less educated and more inclined to, what should I say, believe the lyrics, as opposed to knowing that you can compartmentalize your brain and say, okay, that is just for art, and this is just this is reality. So I'm just saying, from that background, you consume the music and you start believing that you can actually kill 10 men because you're bad. You're a bad man. You can step out because you're bad, because the lyrics say you're bad.
All right. I think therein lies the problem, where so if you have a society where, as you say, them in the inner city, and because they're underserved and undereducated, their core beliefs are hinged on music. The problem is not the music. The problem is the fact that they're undereducated, or in many instances miseducated, and just now have no resources to come up out of their circumstance, and music is the one ladder.
All right, I get you. But before, so how do you speak to the fact when I made reference to the Christians then?
All right, so music. I love big comment on that.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to draw your attention to a book called Shiftman, and the brother called Consumer Behavior by Shiftman. So firstly, he acknowledges that different things can have an impact up to a level. So, for example, a DJ might influence what I drink, might influence what I wear, but it's not going to really influence my core belief. Like, if I'm going to kill a man or not going to kill a man. You understand? So, therefore, there is a limit on each influencer and what influences people. Now, secondly, there's also a gravitation towards what your current emotion is. So you say, you listen to some song, and you feel sad, but you normally are going to listen to sad love song when a girl left you. And you normally are going to listen to exciting love song.
And then so you're going to listen to dancehall music when you're offended and violent lyrics when you're at loggerheads with someone else. Go ahead.
So what they have found is that attitudinal changes, like, for example, if I'm going to play a sport, or when people are going to play sport like football and listen rap, dancehall, whatever, and it creates a certain kind of a attitude. I can't remember the actual word that they use, right? So then some people use aggression. So that it creates aggression. So aggression is actually 2 steps removed from violence, because aggression is an emotion, then it gets physical, and then now it gets criminal. Because I can kill you and it's not the criminal. So therefore, what creates aggression? Even sugar, whole heap of sugar creates aggression. So you find that even when a man go play football, his mother is to give him glucose and thinks I'm only energy, but it also creates that sporting aggression that is a part of it. So again, music can influence your mental state, but it don't.
I want to answer Damion for anything.
Mm-hmm. So
you
it
see,
influence the mind.
we're
So
up on the bridge.
To go kill a man, he might have listened to song when him a plan, but it no means that it make it go kill a man.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Listen.
I want to answer Damion.
All right. Go ahead. Go.
Beyond the attitude of Damion and everybody listening, is a thing called frame of reference. We're on the bridge 99. Let's imagine a bridge that has 4 columns, something to hold it up. Whatever hold it up is a frame of reference for the culture. You and I have a frame of reference on this, which govern our conscience, and we think about who mind. Like some of us have our mothers have frames of references, and we wonder what mother gonna think and different things. One of my frame of references is Lee Chin, and I make a decision. I say, what would Lee Chin do? Because him living the life that I admire, right? Some of these people who produce violence, they have in their culture, in their subculture, that is, frames of reference that encourage their behavior. Some of their parents encourage it, their friends encourage it. The music may be part of the frame of reference as an encourager.
True.
However, it is not the main column. Music can't hold up the culture alone, because the music is so fickle, it can change. All it needs is a new frame of reference. Right now, if and I'm gonna, without calling any name, let's say a new artist come up who all him sing. Who remember when Sizzla bust? When everybody, every little youth did want on Rasta, and them wear mock the dread and stuff. And everybody became conscious, and I put diamond pyramid on them finger, and I put them on them chest and all that, right? When the culture has frames of references that are positive, persons will gravitate to it. However, it's not the main thing. Violence will still happen. Few persons were listening to Percy Sledge and killing people because within their community were these frames of references that they can look to and validate themselves. Someone will kill a man and him talk to him, brethren, say, you do that? Yeah, man, big up yourself, man. And it happens. They love to see it. The newspaper news is a frame of reference for enough evil people, because when they do their wrongs and they see it in the paper, they literally cut out the story and bring home, because it encouraged them and encouraged whatever part of them that they feel like they could gain some power from killing somebody or hurting somebody. And that system wasn't built by music. It will not be upheld by music. It's just a simple frame of reference that music is running parallel to, and they can just look at the music and say, yo, I rate the artist, man, because he must sing what me I do.
We freely say everybody, and sometimes that freedom, that use of everybody misleads what happens. We have segments within every society and for every single product. KFC knows that some man don't want to eat chicken, so then put a fish sandwich, right? And then knows that some girl don't want to get fat, so then put a salad. So you have segments within the society. And there's sufficient number, what we call material amounts within each segment. So there's some people that always wanted a Sizzla and what Sizzla is saying, and they become forefront. When Sizzla was popular, Bounty Killer wasn't not popular. Lady Star wasn't not popular.
All right, no.
So it wasn't as if Sizzla was dominating and then we moved away from Papa Shot. Remember me telling you that. If you go back to what was the top song along with Sizzla, in fact, Sizzla, they have some gun songs too. So I'm saying,
Absolutely.
I remember too.
But you
I
agree
remember-
with me, you know?
Hold on, no.
Well,
Hold on, no.
so-
Hold on, no. Hold on, the gentlemen.
So when
Hold
you
on.
say
Hold
everybody,
on.
you know,
Hold on,
affect
please,
food.
please, please.
Sorry,
Time out,
sorry.
please, gentlemen. Please. Wow. Stacious, I mean, you them left quiet on the line, you know.
Listen,
Yeah, but what I learned though, I was grateful. But
I agree, and I share a lot of
Same.
Damien's sentiments.
same, but you know
So,
what I'm getting from it though,
That was my
Stacious.
standpoint from the first question you asked.
Right.
So it hasn't changed.
Yeah, what I'm getting though from the conversation is with whom does the accountability lie? Is where I'm getting. It's like and I mentioned it earlier with the whole scapegoat vibration where you know everything else not working, or dancehall is like the last resort. Let's use them and blame them. What I want to know is, Stacious, you don't sing violent lyrics. You're more of a sexual being, in my opinion.
When I started out, I
You
was
did?
tell me me had a female killer. Me had a
Yeah?
female bounty killer.
And
When I just started out, I was really violent. My first single was called Tug Girl.
what?
Yeah.
And what influenced you to make that change? Was it how you felt, or you saw the impact, or what was the vibe?
You know what? It was a combination of things. I realized that when you go a stage show, it's who at the front of the stage, a woman. And them I make the noise. The man them when they run at the back, when my lyrics I reach them, they may bust a one blank. But you don't get that impact unless you're connecting with the females up front. So then now I had to learn how to connect with those females. I had to find topics that the females could relate to. And my lyrics, when I just started out, it's like a bad girl defend herself, but not every woman could relate to that or share that sentiment. So I had to change that. And then also, as I grew and come across other people in the business, producers and stuff, they would be like, stuff like this don't give it that longevity, as well as, but you look so nice and you have a little sexy sound there and you just want to kill people, so no, man. So then, I apologize, but everybody is a bunch of killer fan. So it's like, I just told myself, me, I gotta be the female killer. I don't want to sing a song about a long ear and a fingernail, and that was just on my don't list.
Right.
And that's it.
And I appreciate that. Trust me, I appreciate that. As a fan of your music, I appreciate that. JR, I think you said it. I don't remember what interview it was, but I think you were the one who put this in my mind. So enough of them, and I mentioned it on a show earlier, that enough of them artists here make song for the demographic where the man them would just love bust blank, stand up in a corner. Is that true? Like,
Yeah.
You get the vibe. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, as I tell you, it's more of a artistic masturbation where them just some of them not even make songs for them man them in another corner. They make songs for themselves. Because you can hardly hear them for one. When you mumble, really yourself you talk to that's a one. And two, the way they sing and what they're singing really will not go further. I won't even say Arbor View.
Yeah.
It probably won't pass where them come from.
The community,
And
exactly.
it's reflected in their album sales, their single sales, and them streams. If you look at them numbers, it is a local consumption mostly. Thank God for YouTube and Spotify and Apple for coming into Jamaica. But it does not resonate with anybody outside of Jamaica, which goes to show you that it's a Jamaica problem with the music.
That's not true.
All right, so we're going to do some we're going to do some final words. We're going to do some final words. Hold on. So, Othniel.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
So, Stacious, we're going to start with you with the final words. So, just go ahead. What were you saying?
All right. Basically, once there is people that are willing to listen, or once there is the need, once there are consumers, artists are going to deliver that kind of music. That's just the bottom line. That's not going to change. Like what I said before, it does not influence, but it can't force you to go kill a man. You already have to have that intention. But when you're on your way to go do it, yes, you may listen to that song that build a vibe there. And build up your courage. But I never make you go there. It already was in your intention.
The intent was already
Hold on. Right. Hold on. So Othniel, make you do your final word now.
Right. I was just about to ask, what are we arguing here? Because maybe we equally have our own arguments, and maybe it's so interconnected and interrelated. Because what Stacious just said, it's pretty much what I'm saying. I'm not quite sure if it is the main cause of violence, but of course, I'm sure when person internalize those lyrics, it motivates them. Atheists consume atheistic lyrics and such like, and Christian consume Christian lyrics, and And so those persons are prone to violence will internalize those kind of lyrics, and it will motivate them to do that if they're so inclined. Right. That's what I'm saying. There is a link. I'm not quite saying it is the main causation, it's main factor, but I think there's a link. That's what I'm saying.
Quickly, JR, quickly, 9 o'clock, we don't know. So quickly.
Yeah, dancehall cause more good than bad. And that is enough to preserve it and build it up. And the man them and woman them who want to benefit greatly from it have to just think outside of their small communities.
Facts. Senator Crawford?
Yeah, like every business, a man do what he's going to sell. Just like me in my business, I sell what I sell. KFC don't do boiled chicken even though it's more healthy. You understand? Them sell fried chicken for people want fried chicken to buy. And I'd love to draw attention to the guy who sings Paint Out Badness. We did an interview with him asking, so I'd pay you late. And he said clearly, no, I'm a good boy, I'm gonna live like that. I just sing it because that's the people want to hear.
Right.
So people is a service, it's a business. And what is selling is what's going to be sold.
All right. And that's a beautiful point to end on. Thank you so much, gentlemen and lady, for passing through and enlightening me. As always, I really love the vibe. Thank you. My final word is simple, dancehall is here to stay. It's, as I said, candid commentary. And I just feel like the accountability is on both sides. I feel like the people who consume the music need to just look within themselves and understand and try to differentiate the persona from the person. I just appreciate art, man. This has been The Streets According to me, your boy Shelz. Big up as always, enough love. Big up my brother RJ upon him Earth Strong. And big up my brother Rocky who get an employee at Mountain Workplace. Azid, big up on yourself. Enough love and respect. See you next week.